It's impossible not to care. You can't not care. You can't not feel involved. You can't not try to understand. It can't not affect you. Everything affects you. You're affected by everything everyone else does. Why? Because we are all one. That's why you can't just say, go away, and ignore it. Sometimes you deal in superficialities just as an escape. You watch comedy on YouTube. It really has no other meaning except something superficial. God forbid you come across a guy like George Carlin because he gives you too much to think about in his messages. This is the normal state of a human being, very connected to others and thinking deeply. Imagine having an IQ 10 times what we have here on Earth. That's what the galactics have, an IQ that's in the thousands. They are also connected to so many more dimensions than we are, and are connected to the minds of everyone else. All you need do is think of them and the line is open. I experience some of that with my implant. I believe that trying to understand is normal. I believe that feeling involved, whether you want to be or not, is normal. I believe that caring is normal. I believe they are normal human states, not just specific to the empathy, but normal human states. So here we are, hypersensitive, affected by everything, living in a world of suffering. You get where I'm going with this, don't you? Ivo, my dear, you are correct. That is the true state of the human mind, and then some. Those of us who are of higher dimension are also capable of reliving experiences other people have. That is how empathic we are. Me, so if I had an experience when I was a kid, you could just call it up and relive it as if you were me? Ivo, yes. So you understand how I understand you so well. I have lived these experiences with you, and can call on them at a first-person level whenever I need to learn more in order to help you. Me, interesting. Ivo, and yes, you are living upon a planet with people who either have repressed or who do not have these capabilities at all, and with that, I refer to those with reptilian DNA. They do not have the capacity for empathy. You have been told that all people are created equal. That is an outright lie. There are some born of unity consciousness, and others who are born of lower consciousness. There are some who are predominantly human, and others who are predominantly reptilian or some other type of extraterrestrial, be they positive or negative. You have so many books written on how to deal with others upon your planet. The best books to read are the ones about setting boundaries. You cannot assume that all others have the same outlook on life as you do, that they are benevolent in nature, that they have the good of all others in mind, that they are loving and caring. Some of you have learned the hard way, through much suffering, that these things are untrue. You learned firsthand that there are what you might call human anomalies in the first instance. You are told that all people are created equal. I would suggest that you have been blatantly lied to again, and the best way to conduct yourself in your life or lives upon Earth is to first detect what type of human you are involved with. It is obvious that people are not treated equally upon your planet. All should have equal rights provided they too uphold the rights of others. But you are not equal. As a matter of fact, along with Earthling souls, you have souls from many parts of the galaxy incarnated upon your planet, so there is a collective of energies so different it would be difficult to imagine, all located upon one planet. Add to that the fact that you are all discouraged from getting along, and you have the current situation on planet Earth. Remember, and we have another video coming out about this, you are a humanoid, not a human. You are a biological combination, a hybrid of a reptilian and a human. You have both sets of characteristics. It is a question of which have been nurtured throughout your lifetime. There are those born as humans with human parents in the positive polarity, who have nurtured your positive loving characteristics. You may not be watching our videos. Me, LOL. Ivo, there are those who are human who have human parents of the negative polarity, such as Sheran, and you would be interested in our videos as you have had many challenges to overcome. These families can be heavily manipulated by the Matrix, as hers was. There are humans born to either one or both negative reptilian DNA dominant parents, who would be interested in our videos as well, because you have most likely suffered through a lifetime of pain, humiliation, gaslighting, domination and manipulation at the hands of those human-like in appearance, but who indeed enjoy the matrix and who consciously uphold its values. There are those who are humans who have either one or both reptilian DNA dominant parents who did not bring you up in the negative polarity but are attempting to ascend through the positive polarity. There are indeed reptilian and draconian souls who seek to come to Earth in order to facilitate their ascension through positive polarity because it is easier to do this here than it is in Draconis, for example. And the reason for this is because of the human body, that you can live with others who model the behavior you seek to acquire, and that being part of the human collective influences you more positively as well. Me, wow. Ivo, however, these reptilians or draconians are not favorably looked upon by the Matrix and their compadres from the old constellation, and these families can be particularly targeted. If you find your parents are on your side, but society tends to have it in for you, this could be why. Me. Then there are the humanoid reptilian dominant ones with reptilian dominant parents who are haters and can't stand these messages because we broadcast the cure to their dominance on Earth. They're the ones who try to cause trouble on these feeds and who keep thumbing the videos down. Ivo, some are. Some are just human DNA dominant people who have been misled by the system. There is a separation between positive and negative we are denoting here, but also there are reasons for negative or positive dominance within an Earthling. I remind you, that in the same way that Earth was used as a school for humanity, it is also being used as a school for reptilians to incarnate as humans. Some incarnate to strengthen the Matrix and to help dominate the people of Earth, and others are born here for purposes of learning benevolence themselves. Me, I can think of one person right now who might fall into that category. Ivo. Yes, he is. He is of reptilian descent. He prays to your God, your Jesus, tries to help others, but his innate arrogance, superiority, chauvinism, and condescending behavior rub you the wrong way. He has come here to learn to be more human. Me, no comment. I find whenever I come across someone like that, I have a hard time dealing with my emotions around them. Ivo, you have an innate dislike of reptilians because of what happened in our Lyran lifetime where I was taken by them. Me, in order to let me escape. And I suffered that whole life without you. Ivo, so there is leftover karma. And when you come across others who are of the same soul type, you instinctively realize it and they irk you. Many of you will find the same thing. Examine your relationships with other people and see which ones you can never, try as you might to get along with them, never like. My love, there are other people who have been condescending, chauvinistic, superior, and arrogant and you have enjoyed their company. Why do you think one such person and another similar person you would react to differently? Me, well, now that you put it that way. I can relax at least because now I know why I instinctively can't stand a guy. Ivo, you react to them differently, and you also find some easier to deal with than others. You instinctively have an easier time with humans, and less so with reptilians because your instincts are telling you of old situations you have encountered out in the galaxy, and particularly of the time they killed and ate me. You remember more than you know, my love. Me, which is a point I'm always making with light workers, you do remember more than you know. But you don't remember enough in order to work through it or to be at peace with it. You only remember so much, only as much as it takes to put you on edge, but you don't remember the solution. So now with this guy, who's my super, I can just say, oh yeah. He's a reptilian soul. Poor bugger. Chose a hell of a time to incarnate here. Man, I am getting so many intuitions as I'm writing. Ivo, so you see who will ascend and who will not ascend, do you not? Those who are trying to ascend through the positive polarity must in fact be able to change. How often have you come across men now who are as arrogant, condescending, sexist as they were in the 70s, for example? Me, well. They still have their issues. Ivo, but their attitude towards women has changed somewhat. Me, they still objectify me for the sake of their egos. Ivo, but you do not come across males that are as arrogant as some you had in your earlier days. Me, no, not really. Walk down the street and they tell you you're getting fat. Stop for a car at the corner and they compare you to the street hookers in their home country, unbelievable. Ivo, so you see, then, some upon your planet are able to change. Others have a harder time of it. These people will move on to their respective timelines. Some will stay third dimensionals. Some of these will be the negative polarity reptilians, others will be negative polarity humans. They will eventually find new homes, be it in the constellation of their origin, but planet Earth will not play host to anyone but humans in future. Me, I think we got off topic. Ivo, yes. About not caring. It is difficult to have to care when the collective consciousness is heavily influenced by negative otherworldly beings, and those of the collective are of low frequency. It is difficult to be of unity consciousness within these circumstances. However you are. And there are others who are as well, and they suffer too, because of their connection to others who hold values that do not mesh with your own. You take on their behavior at times, simply because of their close access to you. Which is why we began a video called, "You Live Too Close Together." That was the point I wished to make in that video. It is possible to take on the suffering of others close to you who are supporting a lower frequency. Me, yes, we have loads of videos coming up. I write a paragraph or two and finish it later. I get so many ideas. Ivo, I might add, my love, that when your superintendent is of reptilian soul, then he will rent to others who have the same soul type, instinctively, because he feels best around them. Me, great. Not a surprise, Ivo. Ivo, bear in mind, as well, that even many cities are comprised of reptilian dominant souls, because they do tend to gravitate towards each other. However, the reptilian is a dominator who thrives on conquest, so they are always looking for earthlings to overtake, in whatever way they see fit. And the system you live in, the Matrix, has been set up to allow them to continue to do so. Me, what are the numbers, Ivo? How many reptilians would you say to humans? What is the ratio? Ivo, right now, about 60/40ths. Me, wow. So now we have to learn how to determine who is a true human or a reptilian/draconian/Anunnaki DNA dominant earthling. There was one next door that I sensed, very strongly. Ivo, yes. There were more. Me, I tend to have an aversion to so many people around here though. Ivo, some has to do with frequency, which is also a factor, the other has to do with soul entity. Me, we're not telling people to be separatist, we're not telling people to be prejudiced either. We're just explaining that there are unseen reasons you may have an aversion to certain people and it has to do with your history in the galaxy. Ivo, correct. LOL, yes, he was as well. Me, wow. Ivo, he is, however, a positive polarity draconian. Me, but he was the boss at work, and was the definite head of the household. He was a good inspiration for his children, though. Ivo, yes, you liked the man, but you knew he was the boss. He had an old-fashioned relationship with his wife where the man wore the pants, but he was not abusive in any way. And he is quite wealthy in his old age, which is also what a draconian soul would value, money. So it is possible. He was very happy to have underlings working under him. That is not to say that all bosses are draconian souls, not at all. In this case, he was. Sheran has always been curious about this man and now she knows his secret. Me, wow. 60/40ths. Who knew? I'd let anyone live on this planet, though, if they had an open heart. I don't care what they look like, as long as they want to ascend and be kind to others. Ivo, perhaps, one day. For now, it must be the home planet for the Terran. Me, okay, thanks Ivo. Ivo, my love, always a lesson. Me, yeah, this place never stops pulling punches.